Class, let's jump into week 5. Week 5 is going to help you a lot with Project 2. Our 2 assignments are site design guidelines and credit card payments. You'll have your weekly reflection, and then you'll have your student feedback to instructor. It is technically worth 0 points. To me, it is worth a lot, so please, if you would take time to fill that out. I try to make changes every semester based on the feedback I receive there, and it's very helpful for me to have that from you so that I know what's working for you in the course, what's working for you as far as my approach as an instructor, and how I can change to make this a better experience for you and for future students. So that piece is very valuable to me. If you'll take a little bit of time to fill that out, that would be great. Let's jump into our first topic, which is site design guidelines. And this is to help you understand the options for your website. What's really neat about online is that there's not. It's very difficult to copyright a function on a website. That's really online. It's open for everybody to be able to use. Site designs and site functions. And so if you see something that you really like on someone else's website, as long as you can technically put it together on your site and your site builder offers that, or you know how to build the code for it, you can usually do it on your site, which makes building a business online really, really neat, because you can pull the newest trends onto your site. As you see them portrayed on other sites. And so the point of this assignment is to go out there and see what your competitors are doing, or find a site that you like of someone that does something similar, and then you can kind of get an idea for how you should structure your site based on what they're doing and improve it from there. So you should go to 2 successful websites that operate under the same business model, and then take a look in depth at their site. And then in an essay, you'll write down the URLs of the 2 websites you compared, write down 5 similarities and why you think they have those similarities, and then list a website that would be a good pattern for your site. Explain why you chose that site, and then describe at least 4 of the pages that you would plan to use on your site and provide your rationale. That's the gist of it. Notice that we've gone away a little bit from the quantify and compare that we did all those weeks in a row. Now we'll focus a little bit more on essay writing in particular. And if I can, I'd just like to share a quick example of what you might look for in a website. Here is a very well-known site. This is apple.com. And so if I were evaluating this site for my own, and say I have a similar business model where I sell products like Apple, I take the manufacturer's route. I like that the site is simple and clean, right? That's indicative of Apple, and it immediately draws your attention to what they want you to see, which is purchasing a product. I can purchase a product right away. And they're highlighting their new iMac in this instance. From there, they have a very intuitive menu across the top. I get a really good idea for what each of these buttons do. One thing that Apple.com doesn't include that you should include is a tagline or a brief explanation. Apple is a global brand. People immediately know who they are and what they do. You won't have that luxury on your site, and when new visitors arrive to your site, they'll have no idea what you're offering. And so adding a small tagline, just a brief explanatory sentence of what you offer, is very, very helpful. But besides that, this model is one I like, just because they do such a good job highlighting their products. And again, it's simple. They are driving you to their core purpose, and that's what you want to be able to do with your website, is you take control of where the visitor to your website is looking by focusing their attention. If you've got a lot going on your homepage, they won't know where to look, and so they won't look anywhere, and they'll bounce, as they refer to it in the industry. So that's just one example. Obviously, you'll look up websites that are consistent with your business model that you feel like may help guide you in knowing how exactly to set up your site. So that'll be your first assignment. The next one deals with credit cards. And you may or may not be using a credit card payment as part of your business model, but this is an essential tool for any online business owner to have. And so whether or not you're going to use this on your site, you may have an affiliate model where you don't need this, but you'll want to know how this functions. And so we'll use PayPal for this assignment. I'm aware there are many others, and some even better in their functionality than PayPal. PayPal is ubiquitous and it's just so widely used that it's good to know how to install a PayPal button on your site. So this video will walk you through the idea of PayPal, how it functions, and your assignment is to generate a code for a button from PayPal. This will be as technical as we get. We'll do this in a couple different instances on this site where we'll generate HTML code from a third-party site and copy and paste it onto your site. Now you don't actually have to paste this onto your site. That's in the optional next steps. What you need to do is copy the code from PayPal and paste it into a Word document. Then, perhaps the most valuable portion of this assignment is to identify 3 questions you need to have answered to know if this button will really work for your business. And that's it for the essay. You just need to have the code on there and the 3 questions. Again, if you want to use this for your site, then go ahead and finish up these next steps so that this is functional for your website. And that'll be it for our two assignments this week. You'll have discussion boards, of course, on each of those and your reflection. But I hope this furthers you along in that project too, and that you're really in the heart of that design for your website. If there's any stumbling block in here that you run into, please reach out. I'd be happy to go through this in more detail. Thanks, everybody.